And welcome into the final show of the year. It's State Champs at the State Finals, along with Coach Greg Durham. My name is Sean Baligian, and Coach, another fantastic season. Four very deserving champions.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we talked about all these teams this year. It was a great day of lacrosse in East Grand Rapids and at Rockford for the girls. Like we said, all these teams that were in the finals, we have talked about, all great teams. It was just, like I said, MHSA is getting it correct when we seed teams and we see the matchups that we get at the end. That's exactly what we want.
Yeah, and you know, it is interesting, Coach, and props to you. You talked up all of these teams at one point in time, in particular, very early in the season. And let's go one by one through these deserving champs. What an epic matchup it was on the girls' side in D2. Detroit Country Day gets it done, and gets it done in dramatic fashion as well.
Yeah, so Country Day plays East Grand Rapids. What a great rivalry. Same state championship as last year. Hadley Keating scores a game winner with 10 seconds left in the game to revenge that triple overtime loss at EGR when they won last year. Congrats to Country Day head coach Emma Kuehl for getting back to that state final again and getting their first MHSAA state championship. They did win one in 1994 before the MHSAA took over. But, man, awesome for Country Day. They were one of the best teams all season, and they showed that's why they're the Division II state champs.
You know, it's interesting. John Kidd, who is the master of information amongst the 89 things that he does. John, I want to make sure 117th title for the illustrious Detroit Country Day. Coach Durham, that is incredible.
It's unbelievable. I can't. It's just amazing. They had that many state championships, and this is their first girls lacrosse for the MHSA. And, like I said, kudos to the program. They're doing a great thing over there at Country Day.
Well, I'll tell you what, lacrosse has certainly blown up all over the state, but in Brighton in particular, and you've seen the success of both the males and the females. The females, Division I, they find a way to get it done in Division I, and the Brighton Bulldogs are your Division I champions on the girls' side.
So Brighton's kind of like a great story because remember we had Ashton Peters on the beginning of the year. Her son had, a heart transplant. She comes back to coaching this year. Excited about what she has. She lost a lot of her players from the year before. Really young team. And here they are. They just kind of grew together. They got a lot better throughout the season. They end up in the state finals against Forest Hills Northern Eastern, who is a fantastic program. They've been playing really well all year. But Kaya Malachino scored the game winner to beat Forest Hills Northeastern. Georgia Gill scored, I think she scored an insurance goal a little bit later. They got an 8-6 win to give them back-to-back championships. Unbelievable. Congratulations to the community of Brighton. Well-deserved. I talked to Jim Carl, the boys head coach, and he's just so ecstatic for the girls program. Unbelievable. Congrats to Ashton. She worked so hard to get there and her girls. And, just to return back to this and win another state title, unbelievable. So congrats to the Brighton girls.
Yeah, 8-6 final. Coach, that takes us to the boys' side. Forest Hill Central, another one of those illustrious programs. They have been producing players for a long time now, and they found a way to produce a championship as well.
And here they are, same two teams in the D2 state final, right? Country Day and Forest Hill Central, both young, explosive teams, both really talented. Country Day had a really good year. Forest Hill Central was actually down, I think, 3-1 after the first quarter. But then the Magnus Salomon took over. It was his show. He scored 4 unanswered goals. Forest Hill Central defense got on lockdown. They only let in 2 goals in the second half. Crandall Quinn played unbelievable in the cage. and they got this is the first back-to-back state titles in Division II during the MHSA era. And it's a pretty amazing thing for Forest Hill Central, who's been there numerous times, but to repeat and to take this. And, congrats to Andy Shira. I talked to Andy throughout the season. They went through a lot too. They don't even have a JV team this year. Their numbers were a little bit down, and here they are. They get to the finals. They take care of business against Country Day, who is well coached. Chris Garland, Caden Daly, who was in our top 10 players. He had 3 goals on the day. But the Yellow Jackets will be back. They'll be back to challenge for that state title, whether it's next year or the year after. But they're well deserving for the Rangers. Unbelievable game, and congrats again.
Yeah, congratulations to the Rangers for getting it done. And Coach, of course, that takes us to Division One, and this is a match I think a lot of people thought that we might see this game again. We talked all year, literally from the first show, about the Revenge Tour, the Brother Rice Revenge Tour. They were on a mission, but I'll tell you what, a tip of the cap to Catholic Central. They didn't make it easy, but after a back and forth affair, Brother Rice takes home another championship.
It's a game. This is the biggest rivalry in the state of Michigan at all sports. CC Rice, we know this. We've seen this 100 times. But here we are, lacrosse. Rice has been dominant for years. They come into this game. They already played twice. So Rice winning the first game, CC's winning the second for the Catholic League Championship. They come to this game knowing what was going to be in play. They had to shut down, and little did they know that Hunter Polanki was going to play this game. And Hunter came out, and he lit it up. He had a great game. It was just too much for CC overall. It was a close game. It was a 1-goal game all the way until probably the last 4 minutes. CC turned the ball over. Rice got a quick transition goal. And then, CC had to press out, try to get the ball back, and eventually lost 14-11. But like you said, Hunter Polanki, awesome job. Way to end his career at Rice, to get back on that field one last time, to get that win. He's going to be heading to Lehigh to play. Congrats to Ajay Chawa for winning, the state title again, to get back to where they want. They had that revenge tour going. But like I said, Ben Eck had 1 goal, 2 assists. But, Jack Sarek for CC continually lit it up. He had 4 goals, 4 assists. I think he was over 60% from the X. He just stood out again. And that was what CC had. They had him. They had Cal Tauby. They got Lachlan Moffitt, who I think had numerous goals in the final as well. And Dave Wilson just getting them back there. What a great job for both teams. But hats off to Rice for losing last year in such a heartbreak fashion to Heartland. And then to come back this year just very focused, very prepared, ready to go at it and win this whole thing. And, hats off to Rice. They did it.
Just an addition as well, I know you mentioned Hunter. Just the heart that this kid showed, and pun intended, what a warrior indeed. With all the adversity this kid has overcome in his career, the injuries and whatnot, to put the exclamation point on all of this, Coach, is phenomenal. He's been a phenomenal player his whole career, and to get back on the field and close it out that way, wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats to Hunter. Awesome job, man. Way to have some courage to get back out there. I know he's got the torn meniscus and he's going to probably have surgery soon, but hey, good for him. Congrats to Rice. Job well done.
One of the cool things about this sport and this season is, Coach, you get a chance very shortly after the season ends to get together with all the coaches and talk about, the things that went right and how to improve this game. I think it was unanimous that this was a pretty special season across the board.
Yeah, it was great. I think that overall, teams are getting better throughout the state of Michigan. We saw teams like Grand Ledge, who, they have a great young coach. And it's just the way that they just kind of grew and are getting better and better was awesome. You see teams like even Grand Blanc. You see Lowell making the Final Four. I didn't expect Lowell at all. They got through there. They got through the EGR in the quarters. So, you see teams like that just persevere. You see the girls game getting better and better. You see the growth of the girls. Hopefully we continue to add teams and high schools, sponsor the high school girls lacrosse to keep the game growing, because this is a great game. I mean, this is the greatest game on earth. I think it's the most athletic game. I think that if you play football and you want to do something this spring, you should pick up a lacrosse stick. This is something that I think that everybody loves. It's high scoring. It's high energy. It's fast. There's physical attributes to it. There's technical attributes to it. Defensive play is awesome too. There's everything about the game is just exciting. And so I'm so happy to be part of it. But, hey, these kids keep getting out there, grab a stick, keep growing the game, and, spread the word, because this, like I said, this is the greatest game on earth.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I'll echo those sentiments. And Coach Durham, we could not do this without you. You do so much, not only for your school, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, but lacrosse in general. And honestly, we could not do this show if people only knew what you put into this. We greatly, greatly appreciate. We're going to continue to grow. And of course, to John Kidd, who does the work of 89 Men, we appreciate everything that he does. Most importantly, we appreciate all of you for tuning in every week. We're going to continue to do this because this great game, is going to continue to grow. So we look forward to bringing you another season. But finally, just one last shout out. Congratulations to Detroit Country Day, winning Division II on the girls' side, to Brighton for winning Division I on the girls' side, to Forest Hill Central, the Division II boys champion, and of course, to Birmingham Brother Rice, the Division I champion in lacrosse. Hey, Coach, it was a blast. Let's do it again next year, huh? Can we do that?
Sounds great.
Excellent. For the coach, Greg Durham, and for John Kidd, I'm Sean Baligian saying we'll see you next year. State Champs at the State Finals is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Be curious, make magic, visit ltu.edu. State Champs at the State Finals is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. And the Michigan Army National Guard, a proud sponsor of the MHSAA. Warrior Lacrosse, Michigan-based, Michigan-built. Visit warrior.com. And the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation Male and Female Athlete of the Year Awards. Watch the 2023 award ceremony at statechampsnetwork.com.